I often get a lot of questions on how I snorkel with my Yamaha Big Bear 400. Today I'm going to answer that question. So, the first thing you want to do, you take that stock boot, the intake boot that runs up, sits right about here. You want to turn it 90 degrees to come to the outside of the bike on the left side. And you want to cut the top off where you can start inserting PVC pipe. It's very hard to see, but you can actually see a clamp right there, right above my finger, where I started attaching the PVC. And you run the PVC just along the side of the bike. Try not to make it stick out too much where it's hitting your leg. And you just kind of run it out however you want to do it. Just PVC and glue is the best option. I tried to tuck mine away a lot so you don't see it. And then I ran it out in the center hole. You can always do a side snorkel, but PVC and glue was the best way for me. Some people do flex snorkels, but I don't know. I just feel safer using the hard pipe. Once you snorkel the intake, you're not done though. You have to run the carburetor breather up with the snorkel. And then you want to run your crankcase line wherever your crankcase line normally sits. Most of them will sit on the factory boot, but because I turned mine, it didn't really sit super good. So I made a custom fitting where it just runs into my snorkel. And then the carburetor drain, you cannot miss the carburetor drain right there. A lot of people will forget about it and shut off when they go underwater. I ran a line kind of out to my floorboard where I can easily, I blocked it with something that I can easily pull out if I ever do need to drain it. You don't want to block it with something permanent where in case you need to drain it, you can't get to it. So you want to put it somewhere you can get to it and put something in there that can easily be pulled out. And then you also want to run your gas cap line in case you're going over the gas cap. You don't want to get water in it. You run the gas cap line up with your snorkel. And then after that, you got to do your differential lines. And then you got to make sure your airbox plug is in there. And one of the most biggest things that people forget is on these spark plugs, you got to fill the boots with dielectric grease and stick it back on that spark plug. Because if you go underwater without any grease on it, it won't get spark because the water will block it out. But the dielectric grease helps it get the spark and blocks the water out. And you also want to seal your carburetor bowl. You want to take it apart and take the bowl off, make sure there's still a seal on it, maybe put a little silicone glue on it. And sometimes these will get gunked up. Make sure you get a good seal on your throttle cable cover and for the carburetor itself. The second biggest thing I do is dielectric grease all of the connectors on your wire harness, because if you do forget, it can corrode your wire harness and damage it, causing you to need to replace it. And we don't really want to go through that. I hope this tutorial helped everybody with anything and every question they have. If you have any more questions, I will answer in the comments, so don't be afraid to ask.